Hi guys.
Yeah. Um, Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our fifth Twitter space. Today we'll be having Carbonable, and we will have Gilmer from Carbonable to tell us more about their projects. And actually, they are the first regenerative finance project on Starknet. So actually love to know more about them. And yeah. So I'm going to be your host today. My name is Paul, and we'll have Guillaume from Carbonable to explain what it's all about. Welcome on.
Thank you. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Very happy to shed some light on what is Carbonable about. Please feel free at any moment to actually jump in and ask questions when we go over that. Very happy to meet you, Paul, and thank you for hosting us. Yeah, so I'm basically I'm Guillaume. I'm the co-founder of Carbonable. Um, So I'm accepting the invite to co-animate. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, I'm Guillaume. I'm the co-founder of Carbonable. We are a French-based Web3 company, French and actually like international already. So we're happy. By the way, Romain, for example, is from Brussels in Belgium. But anyhow, what I wanted to say, like, yeah, Carbonable, what we're DeFi and more specifically ReFi solution that helps finance carbon-based carbon removal projects. So what are carbon removal projects? Carbon removal projects, they're projects that by definition absorb carbon. And we are nature-based carbon removal projects DeFi solution. It means that we help to finance projects that regenerate nature or that the regenerate nature basically. So nature being it can be green type of nature such as forests. It can be blue type of nature such as mangroves or submarine vegetations, and also brown carbon. So brown carbon is more like soil based type of absorption. Why is that key in terms of climate? Well, you guys know we're facing probably like the like the biggest challenge that humanity has faced, which is climate change. It's affecting everyone all over the world, and it will increasingly affect people and animals all over the world. Um, and to limit that, there are two elements. First is actually like to reduce carbon emissions. So that's the very first action that anyone can tell. And second is actually absorb more carbon. And so to absorb more carbon, how do you do that? You finance solutions that help absorbing carbon. And so to absorb carbon, you have either tech-based solution that will absorb carbon. So for example, I don't know, like you can put a machine at the end of an industry and that captures carbon like literally, or you can also finance nature-based projects, which because nature is the most proven and cost-effective solution to actually absorb carbon. Every year there are 100 there are tens of millions of hectares that are cut, destroyed nature-wise, and we need to regenerate. Like it's not only we need to stop that, we also need like to regenerate more and more nature. So that's like the climate-based, let's say, rationale behind Carbonable. Now, as we said, we are a refi solution or a DeFi solution. So what does that mean? It means like if you invest in something, you expect something in return, and that's fair. That's how like capitalism work, and that's how the world is ruled so far, let's say. So the idea is just, okay, you helped finance a project that is actually super good for the climate and super good for the earth, so that's you've contributed to the regeneration of nature. Congrats on that. But also because you've done that, you will get rewards. And so what are those rewards? They're carbon credits. And so what are carbon credits? Carbon credits are the equivalent of 1 ton of carbon that has been absorbed. So that's what is literally a carbon credit. Carbon credits, the demand for such credits has been booming, and more so nature-based one. And so the thing is, like, when you get those carbon credits, you have two ways to use them. You can decide that you want you personally to be carbon neutral. And when I mean you personally, it could be you as an individual or you as a company. So you can decide to actually like use those carbon credits to get carbon neutral. Or second, you can use those carbon credits to generate yield, which means to actually get profit outside of the resale of those carbon credits. So those are like the two type of mechanism, two type of rewards that you get when you invest in nature-based solutions through Carbonable. So that's, in a nutshell, why we exist, climate-wise and globally, and what is the DeFi or ReFi aspect of it? What do you get outside of your investments?
Um, yeah, cool. I mean, climate change is actually a very very good area to look at, and getting to bring it into crypto, into blockchain is actually a very good idea because it gives it gives you like more option of what you can do, just like what Kamnepo is doing, like getting to allow people in this carbon credit that's on the blockchain, let's say via NFTs, your nature-based NFTs. Okay, I wanted to like ask you to define what ReFi is, but then you have kind of like briefed us on what Carbonable is and also what ReFi is all about. Right, so let me just head on to the next question, which is based on our understanding. Actually, Carbonable like wanted to deploy their smart contract on Cosmos, right? But then
Yeah.
you decided now to move to Stacknet. So why did you make this decision to move to Stacknet?
So there are actually various aspects and elements towards like the decision to move from Cosmo to Starknet. Um, the first one is let's say like the value proposition of Starknet as a whole, right? Like we're bullish. Like before, let's take some step backs. We ideally wanted like a solution to be really like a green as such. So at time, Ethereum and all the layer twos on the Ethereum were based on the proof of work, and we were not 100% comfortable on moving towards a proof of work type of technology because of like the impact energy wise. So Cosmos at the time was really like excellent in terms of energy consumption. Plus, we had like let's say a network of people that were really involved in the Cosmos ecosystem, and Cosmos as such is actually like technologically super interesting. Now, the thing is like as part of the team, we have someone who is really involved in the Starknet ecosystem. He's one of our co-founders, and he's someone like who is actually leading like the Starknet community ecosystem. So someone really active over there. Starknet as a whole, also now it's not 100% official. We'll communicate this officially in the next few weeks. But Starknet is also more than just like a technological partner. It's actually just a partner in this adventure, in this venture of Carbonable. So those are like more like rational in terms of teams. Now, what Starknet brings is basically the all the power of Ethereum, which is scalability, security, and just like the biggest TVL on the app side of the blockchain. And now Starknet solves also like the issues that Ethereum had as a layer two, like such as like the cost, such as plenty of advantages that Starknet is building, and actually is let's say on the edge is actually like a front runner on many technologies that are actually groundbreaking. So we can think of account abstraction. We can think which is going to be a huge gain on the UX side of things because it's going to open the doors to, let's say, non-Web3 enthusiasts. So it's something really huge, and overall like a very growing community that is built towards like builders, and we think like this is like we're super bullish on Starknet as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, exactly like actually reason why most of some of the projects right now put into layer two because of like what it offers. I mean, it gives you exactly like what you get on Ethereum, but then it's maximum scalability and all. Okay,
Mhm.
so
And,
yeah.
and maybe last
Okay,
point
so
that I would add on this is actually also like the energy aspect, because based on ZK technology, this technology is really green as such. Like we can reduce by 200%. We can reduce by 200% the actual impact of proof of stake as such as well. So already proof of stake, has reduced by 99%, 99.9% the energy consumption and the carbon emissions compared to what was proof of work. But on top of that, ZK technology allows to reduce by 200, so a 200 factor, this energy consumption and carbon consumption. So that was also like something that we were really like keen on.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so last week you announced that you received your first carbon credit from your first carbon capture project. I mean, that's actually something huge. But then can you like explain to us like the impact this would like have or probably is having already?
So what can you repeat that question, please?
Okay, you said last week you announced that you received your first carbon credits from your first carbon
Yeah.
capture project. I mean, so can you like explain like the impact this like is having or probably is like it's going to have?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, so as I was saying, like when you invest in Carbonable, what you get are, like assets. So digital assets. We'll come back to how we do that, but the idea is like, okay, when you invest in Carbonable, what you will get is a share of a nature-based project. So it means you will get like carbon credits generated by this share of the project. And so those carbon credits, then it's up to you to use them to offset or to gain money. So offset wise, it means like actually you avoid costs. So let's say I'm gonna bring it back to the basics. So carbon credits right now cost about, let's say, it really varies, but it can cost anywhere between $5 to almost $100 or more actually already. So carbon credits, um, nature-based carbon credits, and those carbon credits, they're going to increase in price like significantly in the next few years and decades. When you look at Bloomberg and McKinsey reports, we're talking about a market that is going to do by 200, by 500 in the next decade. Why so? Because all the companies now need to go carbon neutral, not only morally and ethically because of climate change, but also legally almost now in Europe specifically, where they need to actually like get climate neutral. And so to do so, what do? They reduce first all the emission, and second, what they do is they buy carbon credits, and those carbon credits are here to compensate all the emissions that they cannot reduce. Because as a company, anyhow, you will emit emissions. As a human being, as a fact, you will emit emissions, even though you do your very best and you don't use cars and you don't use planes, and you eat vegetables only, and you stop like you go green only on any clothes that you buy, etc., etc. As anyhow you will have emissions. And so the whole concept of getting carbon neutral in a right way is actually to only compensate the actual like offset only like the emissions that you cannot reduce. And so legally, all those companies will need to go climate neutral. And so what happens is that everyone wants to buy those carbon credits. And so the price of those carbon credits is going to increase like exponentially almost in the next few years. So the way Carbonable works is you finance those projects, like the nature-based projects, and you get the carbon credits, year after year, or like actually, like to be more precise, months after months and 3 months after 3 months, quarter after quarter, you will get like some carbon credits that are generated by those projects. And so the carbon credits that you're going to sell today are going to be most likely cheaper than the carbon credits that you're going to sell in 3 months, and in 6 months, and in 9 months, and in few years from now, and significantly lower than in 10 years from now, let's say. So the idea is just like slowly the price of the carbon credits is getting crazy, whereas you finance this project at a frozen price, at the funding price. So this delta between the funding price, which is the low price of today, and the market price, which is the one that is going to be guided by markets, by demand, basically, which is going to grow significantly. This delta that you have here is either a gain, like a profit, if you want to resell those carbon credits, or a cost avoidance if you want to use them as a company. So if you use them as a company, you have paid them at the low funding price instead of paying them at the very high market price. And this cost avoidance is the delta. So basically, all of that to sum up, to say that those carbon credits that have been already generated through Carbonable are the first source of yield for our users. It means that all our users who financed the first projects, they will get like either the profit that comes from the resale of those carbon credits, or the offset if they want to use them for offset purposes.
No, cool, cool. Actually, like point understood. Okay. Based on based on what I understand, right? To actually like get a stake in Carnival, like you need to like buy an NFT, right? I mean, this applies to everyone, even let's say investor like retail investors and even institutional investors, right?
Yeah. So to make it simple as well. So what are our NFTs? NFTs are a share of the project. So they're, let's say, a plot of land in the project. So let's say your project is 1,000 hectares or 100 hectares. We can decide, for example, at Carbonable that, okay, we're going to do a collection of NFTs of one hectare each. So you're going to have 100 NFTs in this collection. For example, that's just an example. The idea is just we slice a project in as many pieces as we want. And by doing so, the key benefit is, instead of saying to someone, hey, you want to finance this project? All right, you need to put like $1 million on the table. No one has $1 million on the table right now as an individual, or very few people. So the idea is instead to say, okay, we cut it in, let's say, 1,000 pieces, or actually like 10,000 pieces, so that there are 10,000 pieces of $100. And that way you open the gates of the investment opportunity to the mass. And so that's really like how we started Carbonable. It was to empower anyone, like literally anyone, to finance nature regeneration projects, and how to incentivize them, while to tell them, A, you do good for the planet, and B, it's actually a smart investment. And so that was really like the very first initiative and very first iteration of Carbonable. Second iteration is we realized that actually it was really smart for companies as well. Instead of financing a full project and to put all the eggs in the same basket, you would only finance, let's say, a portion of this project. And so that's how we moved towards like the B2B approach, to tell them, okay, now instead of let's say you're a company and you have a big budget of $1 million, instead of putting $1 million in one single project, you're going to put 500,000 in one, 200,000 in another one, and 300,000 in another one. And that way you diversify your risk, you diversify your investment, you diversify your impact, etc., etc. So that was the second iteration. And then third iteration, we went even one step further, and we realized that on top of just the funding aspect of Carbonable, we can actually leverage Web3 technology to build like the smartest, managing system. So ERP is called in business, but let's say like the smartest asset management system. So why so is because you can actually go as granularly as you want as a company. You can decide to slice the project in, as low as you want. And that way you can allocate then your assets to whichever activity in your business. So let's say you have an activity that use transport and that use also machines and that use also etc. Well, and that has offices. And so you can say, okay, I'm going to use a portion of my assets for the office, another portion of my assets for the transportation, another part of my assets for blah, blah, blah. And you can go as little and as low as at the product level. So the idea is you can say, okay, I sell products, let's say a box of Kellogg's. So instead of saying, overall Kellogg's is carbon neutral, now what you can say is, okay, we've sliced down our carbon emission up to the level of a product. And now on the product itself, you can have a QR code that you scan and that brings you to the actual NFT, the Carbonable NFT and the Carbonable project that is being supported by Kellogg's through regeneration of nature and to actually offset the emissions that they cannot reduce through their business. And so that's really, really super powerful in terms of like granularity, transparency, because you cannot be more transparent than the blockchain. Everything is open to everyone. We are open source. You cannot hide anything that happens on the blockchain. You can also like leverage like the reporting solutions that we have that leverage satellite imagery, etc. So you bring all of that on chain, and what it means is that you're 100% transparent to your consumer. You're just like, okay, when you buy this product, you actually have an impact on the planet, which is bad. You actually, we have to like to offer you this product. We have to emit carbon, but because we're conscious, we also want to regenerate nature, and so you have then, as a consumer, you have access to the very project that is being supported for this very product. And so that's one of the examples to just say that the asset management platform that we're creating is groundbreaking in many ways. This is one of the ways, but there are like other ways that we implemented, and we're like our goal ultimately is to be the new greenwashing free as like decarbonation platform. So the greenwashing free carbon removal, carbon capture engine. So that's really what we want to be, and to do so, we want to open it to anyone, to individuals, companies, small companies, large scale companies, etc., etc.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm looking at what Carbonable is doing. Like, it's actually quite. I mean, compared to other projects, right? It's actually like quite impactful. I mean, not just to normal crypto digging, but then to humans, to everyone. I mean, to to the earth as well. I mean, so it's actually like quite good and public good as well. Okay. Okay. Now I wanted to ask for the NFTs, right? Can I, let's say if I buy the NFTs like to have a stake in the project, right? Can I resell probably if I don't want to like have them again, let's say on Main Square or something?
Yeah, so that's definitely the plan right now. As of today, no, because we're on testnet. But well, you can actually buy the testnet NFTs. Well, you can play, let's say, with the testnet NFTs on the Mean Square testnet. But yes, we will actually definitely leverage those type of marketplaces to for the secondary market. Because the thing is, to be honest, and we'll give you some key numbers here. The two first sales that we've done, we that was actually on Cosmos. The two first sales that we sold were sold out in one in 2 seconds and another one in a couple of minutes. So it's just to say that yes, indeed, like the primary sale is going to be probably hard to get because we are in our goal to be as transparent as possible. We want to be as fair as possible as well. So we don't take much commission or whatnot. The idea is really like just to be a catalyzer here. So to have more nature to regenerate it and to do so just to take a fair share. So as of today, our commission is 10%. That's it. And so what it means is that like the price to which you will finance those projects is actually much cheaper than if you would go with any other off-chain solution, because those off-chain solutions, they have to pay, all the offices, they have to pay all the auditing, human base that they do, et cetera, which is more, let's say, the 1.0 version of a company. Because we're 3.0 and because we leverage such technology and we cut all the middlemen that are unnecessary, the price is actually really attractive. And so we know that the project that we sell are going to sold out, quite fast on primary market. And so obviously then it's up to anyone to decide whether, they want to gain long-term gains, and long-term being, to just use the assets that they gain, so the carbon credits, either to sell them as profit or to actually burn them for offset purposes, or short term. And then if they want to resell, they can resell. But then it's the game of offer and demand. But to be 100% transparent as well, we're much more focusing on long-term type of players. We think, what we're building is really meaningful for the world. Is not something that is just towards speculation. The idea is more, no, there is a financial incentive because this is how this world is ruled, but ultimately our end goal and the whole mission of Carbonable is to do good through our initiative. So that's why also I just wanted to precise that, because I think it's important that the guys that are listening to us understand that we have like strong values, and we're not about just like profit. And that's why also like there is like the whole offsetting solution that is available to anyone. And actually as part of Carbonable team, like we all offset our emissions, etc., etc.
Yeah, cool. I mean, it's actually like very good explanation on that. Um, yeah, and you talked about focusing on long-term investors. So, talking about thinking long-term, what's Capital's like long-term plan? Do you have a long-term roadmap as of now?
Yeah, as I said, like when I talked about Carbonable, I talked about like the third iteration. So we are right now working on the third iteration, so on building like the most powerful asset management platform. And so obviously this takes some time, but we have already like some proof of concept going with some legitimate European companies, and pretty big ones actually, that loves the concept. So we move forward on that front. That takes a lot of our energy, but also anyway, even though we move B2B, we will never cut the B2C. We think, and when we mean B2C, sorry for the short names, B2B means company oriented, B2C means individual oriented. So the thing is, that we will never cut B2C, so we will never cut like the access to individuals, because we think it's key in the mission of Carbonable. So we will always also have like B2C sales, which means like public sales that will happen. And the next one is actually going to happen in a few weeks from now. We're going to announce it officially uh, in the next few days to the whole community. So I invite you to actually join our Discord, to join our Twitter, to follow us, etc. Because we will announce the next sale that's going to happen on the end of January. This is going to be an excellent project. It's actually going to be Africa based. The two first one that we've done were in America Latina. So one was in Panama, the other one in Costa Rica. This one is going to be. I'm gonna leave the suspense as to which country, but it's a southern part of Africa, and yeah. So good projects, really qualitative projects. We only select projects that we consider as premium. And what do we consider as premium? It means projects that support, that not only have a good carbon absorption capacity, but also have a big biodiversity impact and a big social impact as well. So let's say local community impact, because we know that those projects in general, they're in rural parts of the countries. And so on those parts of the countries, obviously, like we need to make sure that regenerating nature is not moving away, let's say, some native people from their lands, is actually much more so helping them to leverage a much greener place to benefit from this place as well. So the idea is all those projects are really cautiously selected and have like both a very important impact on biodiversity and local communities.
Cool. I mean, like, you actually made me curious when you said that your next project will be like in Southern Africa. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I mean, I'm just guessing my head right now. I'm just guessing my head right now which country will be, but then till then, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I
can.
think.
Actually, it brings me an idea, and Roma is here listening. Maybe what we can do, guys, we can do a sort of a contest on your page. Which country is going to
Oh,
be next Carbonable project, and we can have like let's say a whitelist spot maybe or something like that. I don't know, something to discuss with Roma, but that could be fun.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Okay. I think we are almost at the end of this Twitter space. And actually, it's actually been going well. I mean, considering like Carnival is not just for crypto diggings, and it's actually like for everyone. It's also for the planet, considering like the effect of climate change and all. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, you can just ask to speak. Let me um, I just ask to speak, or probably just drop a comment. Let me ask it myself. Um, okay.
Happy to answer any questions. So
Okay. So let's just assume that there is none for now. But then definitely if you have any questions, you can always follow Carbonable or
uh,
probably join their
so maybe
their
before
Discord.
before closing the
Okay.
call, wanted to share like some actions that you can take on top of maybe
Okay.
like the small like contest that we could do, as we said, like about like guessing which country, etc. You can also like gain a badge like a Carbonable badge. So we've started like the Carbonable Odyssey, and the Carbonable Odyssey is to get your green NFT by like green pioneer NFT, and and so you have until the 10th of January to complete like the quests. The quests that are that are available on Crew 3, which is like a tool, but more so you can just actually go to the tweet that we have that is pinned post on our Twitter, and from there you will have like a link to get all the small tasks that you would need to do to get access to get this Green Pioneer NFT, and from there like you will have like the you would have chances to get whitelist spots amongst others benefits. So we invite you obviously like to join. More and more people are joining the community. We're super thankful for that. We started slow. We started small. Sorry, we started small a year ago. We're now getting a bit bigger, even though it's been like the beer market, and that many Web3 based companies are suffering from it, etc. We are actually feeling now that there is like quite a momentum towards the project, and we're going to grow even more. I think with the next sale, we're going to open like the first mainnet sale on testnet by the end of the month, as we said. We're actually going to be speakers as well on the Starkware event that's going to be next month, etc., etc. So better to be earlier than later to benefit from those advantages. So if you feel like it, you just have to follow the steps in our pin post. And more than anything, also we're on Discord. Feel free to jump in. You will see like we have like a quite vibrant community over there. So most welcome.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I'm actually like going. I'm looking forward to the contest you talked about. I mean, it's actually something our community would love to participate in, right? So, thank you so much
Do you guys have a
for.
Twitter? Do you have like maybe a Discord that we could leverage for that, or do you think Twitter would be the best?
I mean, we have Twitter is actually like the best option like we could use. I mean, probably we're also post on our Telegram as well, but then Twitter is much better for our community. You don't actually have a Discord right now.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
let's sync with Roman on this later.
yeah. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for coming to our Twitter space today. I mean, really appreciate this, and also looking forward to more Twitter spaces like this. And and yeah. So if you are interested in what Carbonable is building, you can always like follow them, go to their Discord, join their communities and all, and look forward to their next sale and probably when they get to launch on mainnet, right? Yeah, thank you for joining today's call and do have a good day.
Thank you very much, everyone.